Hey guys, it's Corey with Daily Fantasy Insider, back with a pretty familiar face by now. He's been joining me a lot recently. Preston, you got anything to say?
No, man, just ready for the slate. Been researching all day, so we're ready to go.
Yeah, Preston and I have been working together over at DFI today, and we really like this boom slate. Been looking through it all day, and just there's some options that I think are just smash plays. And tonight might be that day to take down that jackpot, and I'm ready to take that down myself. Um, so let's get into it. We'll start with the most points between Goran Dragic and Ben Simmons, who are playing in the same game. And then we have Lauri Markkanen and Damari Carroll. What catches your eye here?
Yeah, Dragic is in a good matchup with Philly. You got Markkanen and Carroll who have Markkanen's a young guy, been coming on the scene lately, been playing pretty well. He doesn't get the greatest matchup with Charlotte having Dwight Howard down there, but he won't be guarded by him. But that's always tough when you got Howard down there in the paint. And then Carroll, he's probably out of the picture for me. Rondé Hollis-Jefferson and Karis LeVert are back tonight, so his usage minutes should all go down a little bit. This is an interesting one. I'd Dragic and Simmons look like the guys here, but this slate's not a really high scoring game. We don't have a bunch of studs for the points at least, but I could see both Dragic and Simmons going about 15 to 20 points. I may go Simmons here, choosing for my lineup, but what are you thinking?
Yeah, I think you make a great point about Damari Carroll. While they're all relatively close in scoring, Carroll's got LeVert coming back, Hollis Jefferson coming back, Joe Harris has been playing well, Dante Cunningham has come out of nowhere and somehow relevant these days.
Mm-hmm.
Lauri Markkanen, he's a guy we'd like to target when Zach LaVine is not playing, but when LaVine plays, Markkanen's usage goes way down. And against that tough Charlotte defense, we know Charlotte's way better at home. It makes Markkanen just really not targetable for me today. And then it does leave us with Goran Dragic and Ben Simmons, who project relatively similar for us. Projections for our models have Simmons at about 15 to 16, and then Dragic in about 17 to 18, which does make me like the guy who shoots more often, which would be Dragic. These teams just played recently. They'll be playing at a pretty slow pace. This is really the toughest category for me there today on this slate. And for single entry purposes, I actually lean Dragic here. I just think the volume is going to be there. But for multi-entry, I do probably want 2 shares of Simmons. So I see the appeal for both. We have it projected really close, and after research, there was nothing to make me think that to go heavy one way or the other. But on the other hand, for rebounds, we have a smash play right here. And we have Sarge, James, Whiteside, and Howard. And boy, oh boy, does Howard have a juicy matchup today with, I guess to pronounce his name, Felicio on the Bulls, as they're just going young. And
Uh-huh.
Howard's going to feast. He got 24 rebounds against a Nets team that can't rebound, and now he gets Felicio, who just can't do that either. Doesn't have to deal with Robin Lopez. Man, do you see any way Howard just doesn't destroy? Like,
No, man, we loved Dwight Howard tonight. I know we had a prop bet for DFIU bets the other night with Howard playing the Nets, and yeah, his over under was like 13 rebounds, and yeah, he went off, got 24, just abused that front court, and yeah, I really don't see this being much different. The only other guy that stands out at all is Hassan Whiteside, but he's going up with Embiid. Embiid's a great player, and really the only reason I see Howard not winning this is if Howard just has an average night, gets 12 or 13, and Whiteside and his feud with Embiid they just go ham against each other and go off. But yeah, I think Dwight Howard's definitely the go-to play here.
yeah, and I'm going to actually make the bold call that Dwight Howard has a double-double at the end of the first quarter. I'm just feeling it. I really think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Charlotte at home is always a smash play. Um, and man, I don't think the matchup gets better for him. I'm all 5 shares Howard, obviously. um, I always multi-enter, and that's what I like. And I assume you're gonna be too.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd go Howard every time here.
Awesome. Then we can just jump right into assists. So here we have Simmons and McConnell both on the same team. And then we have Dinwiddie and Kemba Walker. Do you have a clear-cut favorite here?
I'd probably be looking at Simmons and Dinwiddie here. He's been playing well with Clarkson, or not Clarkson, with D'Angelo Russell back. You'd think his role kind of would have diminished, but it hasn't. Simmons, he has the ball in his hands a lot. He's kind of pretty much the de facto point guard in Philly. Then you got Kemba and McConnell. He's a bench player, doesn't get a whole lot of minutes, so his upside's kind of capped here. And then Kemba's more of a score first point guard. They do play better at home, like we've been saying. But yeah, I think Simmons and Dinwiddie are the main guys to look at here. I may give the edge to Simmons, but yeah, with Dinwiddie up there, we have them projected both around 7 or 8 assists, so I think it could go either way.
Yeah, and I gotta 100% agree with you. The reason why I am most likely to go all 5 shares Simmons tonight is I really like his game for the slower paced matchups, which we'll have with Miami. And he got a triple-double against them a few games ago, which is huge. And we don't really see that upside in anyone else. I mean, McConnell's a 20-minute guy. Kemba's a pure scorer. And then you obviously got to deal with Dinwiddie, but if that game goes how I think it will, which is it'll stay close in the beginning, and then Cleveland will take this one. That makes me like Simmons in a close projected game. I think the spread is about 2 points, and I really like that assist upside. Maybe not another triple double, as he's got to get those rebounds too, and Embiid loves talking trash against Whiteside and probably clogs up those boards. But I'm just like I'm all in Howard. I think I'm all in Simmons here.
Yep.
So I'm excited about
there.
this slate. I like being able to say I'm all in, and I haven't been able to say that in a while. And then lastly for this main slate, we have Kemba Walker points total. What you thinking here? It's been a tough few players we've dealt with, Davis and Harden on the last 2 slates, but now we get Kemba, which is a little more predictable, I'd say.
Yeah, I would agree here. With Kemba, you're looking at he's not going to have the as much of as big of a chance as going for 40 like Harden and Davis like we've had. So your range of outcomes is a little smaller, which is nicer when predicting just a point total straight up. He's a guy who plays better at home. He's probably the biggest. He plays the best at home, and he plays the worst on the road of all the guys on their team. I think we can be looking at mid-20s here. Chicago's not a great defensive team. They're going into their tank mode, and I think I project him at about 25 or so. So that may be my median outcome. So 23 to 27 or so.
It's really funny you say that. The number I'm pretty much eyeing is 26.
Yeah.
So that should give everyone, if Preston and I are on the same page, that should give everyone a really good feeling about projecting Kemba. At 23, 27, 24 to 28 range, I think we're right in there. If I'm single entry, like I said, I like 26. Preston likes 25. That makes me even more confident about tonight, which I already am. So with that, we can just jump into the late slate, which is just the Wizards and Bucks tonight, which I personally love because the Wizards are my team, and I know them better than any other team, and I love seeing them on this slate. So we have Bradley Beal, Chris Middleton, Eric Bledsoe, and Otto Porter for most points. I'd love to hear your thoughts here.
Yeah, this is a close one. I think if you're going one guy, I think Bradley Beal may have to be the move here. John Wall's still sitting, and Beal's been shooting the ball a good amount. He hasn't been shooting it as much as we may have thought, but matchups not great. But it's you only got one game going on, so it's pretty even matchup wise here. You got Middleton, Bledsoe, Porter. All these guys are guys who could put up 30 plus in any given night. I think this is a really close call here.
Yeah, it definitely is for me. The one thing you got to like with Beal is the volume he's been seeing. since John Wall went down. I mean, you're looking at, see, we got one, two, three, four, five of the last 7 games. He's taken at least 19 shots. And we know the Wizards are 9-3 in their last 12 without John Wall. So what I'm thinking here is we just saw Drew Holiday drop a career game against the Bucks. And Tony Snell and the combo of Chris Middleton really aren't the best defenders to me. So I really do like Beal here, like you were saying. Chris Middleton's had some success against the Wizards in the past, but a lot of it's been peripherals, and it hasn't been too many points. Giannis is the one who just tends to go off against the Wizards. We can't stop him. Not that anyone can, but the Wizards just really can't. So I'm going all in on Beal here. I do think Middleton scores low 20s in points.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, the volume is there. The game is supposed to be close. Wizards coming off a nice win over Philly. They got to deal with the Warriors tomorrow, and the Wizards really need this win. So I really like Beal to get around 20 shots and hopefully get in that high 20s in points and lock us up an easy first round on this boom slate. That'll bring us to our next category in rebounds. Between Otto Porter, John Henson, Marcin Gortat, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. I'll try. We'll go with Greek Freak. I got a surefire play here, but I want to hear your opinion before I say it.
Yeah, I think Antetokounmpo's the guy here.
Yep.
He's going to play the most minutes. He's looking at 35 to 40 minutes a game. Really, Otto Porter is the only other guy that reaches well over 30, and we have the other guys project. We have Gortat at 25-minute projection and Henson at 28. I think Antetokounmpo it's there's not a whole lot that goes into it. I think he gets the most rebound opportunities. He's big and long, and I think he'll get right around 10 rebounds, where the other guys you're looking at 6 to 7 maybe. So.
Yeah. So I see why Porter and Gortat would be the two here. Milwaukee's not really a good rebounding team. But the minutes is the big thing, like you said. And you got Gortat seeing mid-20s ish. The Porter and Giannis are the only two who are going to see that high number. But this matchup is just so good for Giannis. I've watched it plenty of times to know by now. And I have him bet about 11 to 13 tonight. I really see that upside. I think he's a terrific play on all DFS sites. I saw his name here and immediately flashed to him. And this is really just another one where I'm like, all right, lock in Giannis and I'll take my winnings. And then we'll go to a little bit more of a tough category with assists with Beal, Bledsoe, Satoransky, and Middleton. Now we'll see on the season average that they're all around the same, which, to the, I guess, the normal player, you'd be looking there and be a little worried. But you got to think this is season average. And two things to take note of here is that Eric Bledsoe and Thomas Satoransky Satoransky didn't start this season, and Eric Bledsoe did not get many assists with the Suns, but he is getting more assists with Milwaukee. So those numbers are a little bit skewed. We want to make sure that you guys know that. Do you have a clear-cut favorite here?
Yeah, this one's tough. This one, it's pretty close. I think we can eliminate Middleton right off the bat. We had him for assists the other night, and he just doesn't pass the ball as much. He doesn't look for assists. He's more of a scorer, spot up shooter. Between the other three, it's really close. They're all projected
Definitely
between 5 and 6. None of them are looking at double digit assists. But they'll get their minutes and they'll get their fair share of assists out. Yeah, this is really tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. Between you got to look at Satoransky. He's more of a pass first kind of guy, while Beal is going to be the shooter. He's going to be their go-to guy for points. So I may not be looking at Beal here. I honestly may just go with, you could really multi-enter here and get your shares of each guy. If I had to pick one, I may go Satoransky and hope he gets the ball to Beal, gets the ball to Porter, get some assists. I don't think he'll be the most used guy out of these four. But yeah, it's really really close for all these guys.
Yeah, this one extremely tough. Easily the toughest one here. Um, Beal has had at least 6 assists in his last 6 games, which gives us a nice little floor, which is good to see. Sadaransky, he does have that 10 assist upside as we've seen, but we can't guarantee that at all. And then we want to clear this up. Bledsoe says questionable. He's going to play tonight. Nothing we've seen suggests he's not going to play. And he's another guy who's seems to get 7 or 8 each game. So we have 3 guys here who project about the same, average about the same recently, and we have to pick one. Which really, for multi-entering purposes, you need 1 share of each of them. If it's me, I'm probably, man, I kind of think Giannis overtakes this game, which makes me maybe 2 shares Beal, 2 shares Sadaransky, and 1 on Bledsoe. I'm still deciding this myself before I enter tonight. But this one's just really, really difficult, and there's no clear cut here. So if you're multi-entering, make sure to get at least one of all those guys. It's really important tonight. And then for single entry, I mean, I never do it, so it's tough. But if you were, man, I think Beal or Sadaransky, but geez, maybe we don't suggest single entering tonight. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean for this one game slate at least, I would say if you're gonna play it, I would lock in on Antetokounmpo and Beal for points and rebounds, and for assists, I'd look at probably 2 Sadaransky and then 2 Beal, 1 Bledsoe, something very similar to that. But yeah, this one's tough. I don't think really anyone can straight up just project with numbers or anything. It'll be close.
Yeah, the main slate is a great single entry slate, as we have some great plays, and we really, Kemba 25, 26 seems like a smash play to me. But even if you're multi-entering the main slate, it still makes sense there. But this one, you really have to. I mean, you're just taking a single shot at a possibility here, and we're not really comfortable with one of the others. But lastly, we just have to guess Giannis on points. I think he's going to go off tonight. That's me personally. I really like the 28 to 32, 29 to 33 range. Wizards have really been struggling. I mean, Giannis doesn't really have a position. We'll call him a power forward for this. And Wizards have been third worst the past 10 games against power forward. They haven't been good all season. I like Giannis to get a lot of offensive boards, which is more offensive points. I mean, I'm 28 to 32 is probably where I'm going to stick here. Are you any different?
No, I'm pretty much right there, looking at about 28, maybe 27, 28 will be the floor, and then going on up from there. His track record versus the Wizards is pretty good. Like we've been saying, we're thinking he'll be the guy to just take over this game. He's a great play tonight, and that 28 to 32 range should be pretty good.
Yeah, and for both of us having about the same floor, it does give everyone the opportunity to feel comfortable about picking a 27 to 31, 28 to 32 range, 29 to 33, something like that. At least at the lowest, I would say put 27 at your lowest projection for multi-entering, and then just go up from there. But happy to break down this slate with you guys. I hope you guys crush it. I'm excited for this one. It's probably my favorite I've done so far. And for those of you playing on other DFS sites as well, Preston and I will be in the DFIU War Room. We have 3 DFI must-haves that we love today. We've been working on it all day. And those are written up on our site as well as tweeted out. So we're looking forward to joining you there, and good luck, guys.